Hello guys, I hope you are doing well. So today I want to talk about a few topics. So my notes are all over the place, but so I already did this did uh, I can't talk again. I already did this recording. It was over 15 minutes, and I thought it was very long, and I had a lot of issues while recording. Like I couldn't find certain stuff. I was talking slowly. I was talking about certain stuff for so long, and I hope I'm not gonna do the same this time. So I do really want to keep this one very short. But I apologize if I break that rule again. So my notes are just there, so if I forget something, I can remember. Uh, but first, I wanna talk about copy 2 points for something. Uh, so I have this building that I was modeling. And now this is very ugly. If someone is um, e very good with Houdini and looking at this, I know my video is not getting a lot of attention, but they are gonna be like, "Oh no, dude, you are using Houdini the wrong way." I know. I apologize. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this sometime later. But I want to talk about this kind of detailing, which is uh, maybe this will be a better view. Uh, I was gonna try to, I think you can see it. I was gonna try to fix the lighting, but I hope you can see what's happening. So it's supposed to be some kind of windows, and I was having issues with placing all of these boxes because if you do a normal copy, uh, basically what I did here is the same I did down here, but in different ways. For the one up here is this whole messy node, and the one I did down here, which looks a little more complicated even, is this system here. I know maybe probably other people thought about this anyway before me, but I figured this by myself, and I thought I would share it with you guys. So the idea is I have this shape, which is roughly where I want to place the blocks, and if I convert to a polygon, then divide it, and this way I can place blocks on all of the points, but I don't want to place blocks on the edges, and I don't want to place blocks very close to the edges. So the way I want to fix this is I had another divide here, which have this pattern, which is gonna make sense in a bit, but I have it going into a polywire, and I use this polywire to select some points. Basically, bounding objects, it only works with points and vertices, so I used points, and I select these points, and um, I copy my boxes on these points so I can boolean my shape from. But that's not what we want. We want boxes to be placed inside, so it makes an interesting pattern. So you can reverse um, that operation by having an exclamation mark. So if I delete this exclamation mark, it's gonna place blocks only on where my polywire is, but the exclamation mark is gonna reverse it, and voila, we have this shape very easily. And something to mention is when making a divide node, if you have convex, it's gonna generate a very weird topology. Just turn that off, turn breaker on, have any pattern you want. So you can change this anytime, anywhere you like, and it's gonna update. So I want to show you something. If, for example, you want to change this pattern, it's very easy. Wait, can I get rid of that? Thank you. Houdini is amazing. Just for displaying something, you can select something. You can um, put that in the display or template, or even control template, uh, which is just amazing. So if I put the display here, select the divide, and if I change this, you can see I can get many more um, patterns just by moving. So basically what I'm doing is I'm changing the spacing of these lines, which is going into the polywire, uh, which is great. It works great for what I need. And for example, for any reason, if you want something like this, you could go for that as well. That's kind of weird, but yeah, this is what I was trying to demonstrate. It's very random. It's nice for some designs, but I'm gonna Control Z there. Also, I want to talk about. Oh my God, I think the video is going long again. But yeah, I'm gonna do this one quickly. I have these lines where uh, my shape is diagonal, but if I boolean my boxes, um, they are uh, if I boolean my boxes, they are gonna have different offsets. For example, the first one is gonna be very small, but the window at the last one is gonna be very, very deep. So I used a clip that has almost the same angle as the shape I have. I kind of eyeballed it. It looks okay and fine. You don't have to be super precise, at least for my example. But for example, if I bypass this, you see my windows are very, very deep in there. But with the clip, I have a much better result. And then a polyfill, just if I don't have that, I can see the inside, but polyfill fixed that. So yeah, this was a tower my friend sent me, and I was trying to model it. It's not finished. I have to symmetry to this side and on all the other sides, and this looks dead and way off. I have to fix a lot of stuff about this, but I didn't have a lot of free time lately, so uh, yeah, I'm I'm working on it. I also have been working on this weapon design and this spaceship. It's funny how the pestle is way larger than my spaceship. But yeah, so for the pestle, I don't have much to talk about it. Uh, I just want to say before I was using Fusion 360, I used SketchUp, I used 3ds Max, and I couldn't dare to touch these topics whatsoever. But now in Houdini, I feel very comfortable making any shape, or almost any shape. uh, and it's great. I can change anything at any time. And for example, you don't like the thickness here, you can change it, and if you know what you are doing, you barely lose any data. You can almost have everything procedural. I know if I, for example, extrude this face it, and change the bevel here, I, I am intentionally making my model uh, screwed up, but for the most part, it works very great for weapon designs. And also have this background where I place my so if I yeah, this is where I got the idea from. It's from an artist on ArtStation. I have the, for example, I know this is not called trigger, but I have this part that's related. Wait, yeah, this part on top of this part of the image, and I have the body uh, on top of there. I have the magazine, for example, placed right on top of the magazine, and then so on for everything. And if I want to change anything at any time, I can easily find it because I have a picture and there. And even for these organic shapes, oh no, That's not a good sign. Wait, weapon design. Yeah. So it didn't crash. I thought it was gonna crash. For even for this, I know I have some shading issues here, if you can say, but I can say I can fix that with a fuse node and the normal set to 25 maybe. Well, I can fix that, but not now. When I'm recording a video, I get very nervous. Uh, so yeah, last recording I did was the same thing I'm talking about right now, and I just tried to paint over the viewport, and things went downhill, my guy. I get very nervous. Long story short. So yeah, but for this shape, even the trigger part, it's just really fun to play around with Boolean, bevel, curves. Basically, I used curve for this, I used curve for this, I used curve for this. It worked great, it looks good. I know there are probably better ways for doing it, but I'm enjoying this actually. I actually enjoy making the spaceship and that pistol. The pistol is done, but it's not textured. The spaceship is not done. I know this part looks dead. I know I need to do a lot more detailing so it looks better. But I have been working on this, and I want to show you the inside. So I used my so once my uh, my nodes were looking complicated, I just took a snapshot of this and placed it here. Basically, you can go to add background image. I'm very lazy to save it, so I'm just gonna do that. Accept, and you have it here. Um, yeah, I'm gonna delete it because I don't need it. Set the opacity to something low so you can see the nodes. But if I want to change anything to the engine, I can find it very quickly. If I want to change anything to this detailing, I can find it very quickly. So I know there's a plugin I use for modeling this because I'm learning this direct modeling plugin. It's amazing. A modeler. Um, this guy is very cool on YouTube. He's very nice. Uh, so yeah, I use this. Um, okay. So yeah, if you are into this kind of stuff, go for it. Houdini is absolutely amazing. If you want to change the angle of this, easy. Just go here, change the angle, put another transform, and you have it. Uh, what else do I have? Oh, I talked about this copy stamp, weapon design. Oh, copy stamp. That's gonna be a very long one. I recently did this animation where I have bunch of circles opening and closing. Um, and I use copy stamp a lot, like a lot. I use it instead of copy to point sometimes just to randomize something. Uh, and basically what it does, it's copy to points. You have these time tab, and if you enable this, you are gonna have these parameters working, but if you disable it, you're gonna just ignore all these five. I have 3 instances of Houdini open on my computer that's struggling to do simulations and anything just other than modeling. This is not a good idea. But yeah. So yeah, maybe this is a better way to show it. The grid is annoying. It's not that like super amazing. I just like making GIFs I see online. So basically, this is one of the functions I use very often. So you come to the copy stamp, for example, if you wanna randomize the amount they are opening. I made this cake. doesn't make any sense, but that's how I refer to it. I have a random based on point number, and it's fitting between 0 and 360. And if I go to the circle, I basically type stamp, and then for stamp we have, can I get the help please? Thank you. I need to specify the node I'm referring to. For example, this is copy to, and also the second string is the token, which is basically this name, cake, and then I need a float, which is returning a default value of, for example, this stamp is not working for whatever reason, and I have it to set to 1. So my circle is opening between 0 and 360. So some of these are opening very minimum, and some of them are opening largely. As you can see, these are opening very widely. And I also have a random rotation based on point number going from 0 to 360, and I placed it here. Again, stamp, copy to, rotate 0. As you can see, it's a very simple setup. It's a grid with a circle and 2 knives, and these knives are just a sine function based on frame, and then multiplied by the stamp, which is this cut right here, going from 1 to 3. So basically, I know this sounds a little complicated, but once you get the hang of it, it's actually really easy. For example, if I have a rubber toy, if I have a grid 2, and I can use a copy stamp, and I can place these two. What's that? Oh, okay. Maybe the rubber toy is a little too much. We don't want hard. I can just use a poly reduce. Please, Houdini, I'm recording, don't make me embarrassed. Please. I know my PC is struggling. Please. Maybe I should close base. Okay, thank you. You didn't crash, I think. What is happening? Okay. Poly reduce, just so I don't crash Houdini while doing a recording. Good. I have these rubber toys oversized. I can make them smaller, and in the copy stamp, don't want to change that ever. I can use a transform right here, and in the copy stamp, the video's already 20 minutes. That's why I'm going over this quickly. I should have finished this way earlier. I'm randomizing based on point number, and if I go to here, and which axis is it? Y. If I rotate it by stamp, so dot slash to go out of the node, you start typing copy, you find yours, enter, close the the quotation mark, then open it again and type whatever the stamp name was, and then a default value, and then enter. But I wanna fit 01 to 0360, for example. So now my rubber toys are all um, randomly rotated, but not in a good way. I only used hmm yeah, I think I know what's up. It's Houdini doing, yeah, yeah, it's Houdini trying to use the mm, yeah, use the z-axis as top. uh, that's why. But yeah, so you can see they are all randomized. I know there's easier way for doing this, but once you want to make something like this, basically, uh, you are gonna have to use copy stamp, because it's super easy, super simple to get used to, and even with 5 inputs where I have different color and different opening, different rotation, different cuts, uh, I still can easily see them and change them whenever I want. I hope I wasn't complicated. I hope I'm a good teacher, and I know these are very, very basic stuff of Houdini, and people do much, much cooler stuff. But yeah, this was a few tips I want to share with you guys. I'm sure I'm gonna make this list longer and share more of my tips whenever I have them. I love uh, talking about Houdini and working on Houdini. So I will try to grow the community as much as I can. And thank you for watching. If you stick to until this point, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Uh, so yeah, thank you very much, and take care. And please try to be happy. Yeah, that was my tips about Houdini. I'll be back with more tips whenever I have them. Thank you and take care.